Hi everyone. We've had a few very rough days regarding hate mail to my family and them shutting the Hope Centre, which we put so much work into. There was a statement went out yesterday on Facebook. I'll just read it out quickly for you. Many people have been asking questions about our situation at the Hope Centre, so we just wanted to share with you some of the facts and also thank you for your amazing comments and support and love. When we first approached the owners of the hotel about leasing the Elpis Hotel to support refugees arriving, we were assured that there would be no problems in obtaining the necessary licenses to operate, and the owners of the hotel said they would make us all necessary applications themselves, as for the property is in their name. We have a contract stating that they give us permission to use the building for our intended use and agreed annual rent, paid for this year in full from January 2016. We had no reason to disbelieve them, as the hotel had been running approximately 20 years prior to closing 8 years ago. And we were led to believe that this had been operating with a full license but had been deregistered. When the owner had to close it, sadly, this was not the case. We have only just recently discovered that the hotel had only ever been given a temporary license for the first building, when it was first built. And there has never been a full license at all. Our aim at the very beginning was only to offer a first response site for the refugees. So basically the hotel was open for 20 years and we took it over in January and we've been renovating it and everything. We've been painting it and everything and trying to make some sort of centre for very vulnerable people. And what happened, a lady came from the OET, the Tourist Association, Hotelier Association, and she was at the gate and she sees some people painting on one of the balconies or something, and she insisted we had tourists in the place. You know, quite obviously we haven't. The swimming pool's empty, the bar, there's the bar with children's pictures and things. The kitchen doesn't have a sink, it doesn't have cookers in there, and I'll take you up to the rooms later. So anyway, we had a meeting with her, and this lady really insisted that it's closed because that we were lying, and she see tourists in our hotel, and no matter what we said, she wasn't going to change her mind, and they fined us €10,000 as well for renovating an old building. We have had refugees in, which was brought here by the UNHCR, and 2 days later I was summoned to the police station and they said to me, Eric, you can't do that. I mean, the police were very, very good, and you know, they warned me, they cautioned me. I mean, even then we didn't have beds or anything, people had to sleep on the floors and everything, but they were refugees. And since then we haven't had refugees sleeping here or anything else. Definitely we haven't had tourists here, and no matter how much we tried to explain it, it didn't matter anyway. So I'll carry on with this now. Many wonderful volunteers have spent so much time to get the Hope Centre ready and have given their time, love and freely. When the officials from Alt visited the Hope Centre, we were not there, so the volunteers who were there, who spoke, did not allow her to enter, as she did not know who she was. But she gave her Philippa's contact number to call, but no call was received. You know, I mean, one phone call, we're 5 minutes away, we could have been here and we could have spoke to her. The same woman that came, she said it was my daughter abused her at the entrance. And my daughter was in England at the time. She said we had a full bar, you know, we have a full swimming pool which is empty, we had a restaurant and everything else. I did take the pictures to the OET office of what we got here and told them what we were doing, but she stood there and she insisted the place was closed and that we got the fine. Incredible. Anyway, we've had the lawyers look into the license into depth, and he discovered that there was no full license. You know, even though the town it ran in the town for 20 years. Incredible, that one as well. But you know, we didn't even have tourists in, and we are fined and we are shut down. And it ran for 20 years with tourists in. We have receipts, and we have a lot of people that stayed here. You know, have told us they've been here. There's something not right here, very not right. You know, whether it's racism, whether it's whatever, I don't know. It's very, very wrong, and it's got to be bloody illegal, definitely. Anyway, you know, we've been told there's nothing you're going to do about it. She was screaming in this meeting that the town doesn't want us here. There are transcripts, we're making transcripts now of the meeting. We're putting down what was said and everything else, and they will go out eventually. Right. I mean, they did tell us that we would never be issued an operator's license. They told us that when we took the hotel down, over. As I said at the time, you know, democracy was born in Greece. And for them to come and tell us we're not going to get a license and that is completely wrong. You know, we had to go through the due processes. The mayor said to me, Eric, the mayor of the island said to me, if you're going to do it legally. And that's what we've been trying to do. We've been trying to do it legally. We've been trying to get the licenses. You know, we paid to get the electric put on, €2,500. We're doing everything legally, and now they come and just shut us down, and someone lying to say we had tourists in and everything else. And they're not going to back that track on this one. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay. Okay, I have to thank everyone, you know, I must thank everyone for what they've done here. Cookie's on the camera now. Say hi, Cookie.
Hi. Say hi, Cookie.
At the moment, we've got volunteers coming in to help us pack up and everything else. So this is, we've got to store everything, and we have NGOs coming to help us. A lot of good people here with big hearts. We've got a lot of stuff coming on the internet, a lot of stuff coming from Greek people as well, a lot of support coming from Greek people. So this is the kitchen. As you can see, there's no sinks, there's no cookers, and this woman said we were running a restaurant. So, you know, there's something very wrong here. I don't know, we've been told that whatever we do, you know, they're going to lock the place up, we are going to get fined, we can appeal against the fine, but whatever we do, this will not happen, and we've been told that this is not going to happen at all. All over Greece at the moment, they're looking for accommodation and everything to put vulnerable children and women and children and babies, and this would have been an ideal place to let them until they got their registration done and everything else. You know, to me it's absolutely disgusting. It's very, very wrong. If you've brought NGOs in to Greece, which I've said time and time again, all around Greece, bring them in, let them do up the old buildings, let them look after the refugees. One, the NGOs are living in hotels, the NGOs are spending money on food, the NGOs are spending money on clothes, they're shopping in the shops, they're eating themselves, they're hiring cars from hire centres. And to actually turn around and say there's no way that we're allowed to help people is wrong. It's absolutely wrong. This is a bad situation, a very, very bad situation, and it really, you know, for people with big hearts to come in and offer to help, I think is absolutely fantastic. And it's not just foreign people, there's a lot of Greek people around Greece helping big time. There's an amazing amount of people helping. But to get this hatred in what we have now is so disgusting, it's unbelievable. I'd like to say in the last few days, this is just some of the hate mail that I had received on the internet, mainly from people locally. This is just some, believe me. This is about 10% of the posts that are going on. And from Eric Kempson's memorial regarding getting rid of me from here. I've lived here for 16 years now. This does not help the town. This has all the people's email addresses and their names on, and this is going right around the world because they put it on Facebook. The amount of comments I've got coming in saying how disgusted people were that this even went on Facebook is unbelievable. There are, as I said time and time again, a few people in the town that do not want refugees, a few people in the town that do not want NGOs, they do not want volunteers here, and they are going to put out this filth, and this damages, believe it or not, tourism. There was one quote in here, someone saying to a tourist, this was a tourist come in, and they said they were going to come here, and he turned around and said, "Don't come." I mean, to tell tourists not to come, it's a no-no. And they say, "I'm destroying the town." You know, I back this town all the way. I love the town of Molivos. I've been here 16 years. I brought my daughter up here, and the filth and that I'm getting, because I'm a foreigner living outside of town and trying to help the best way I can to look after refugees that are coming, and it's no fault of mine. And last year we kept them out of the town. We tried our best, and we tried to look for places anywhere to keep them away from the town, the campsite and everything, and all I got was abuse, abuse, abuse. You know, this is very, very wrong. Anyway, what I have to say, I mean, I don't know how to stop this abuse. You know, the police will be involved. There are things going on now. But what I will say, there's a really, really good amount of people in the town. I know there is, and everything else, and I know you're suffering. And believe it, it's not down to me. This is down to tour operators playing games and things. There's a lot of reasons here, and it's not down to the Kempson family. For the good people of the town, if you are struggling, you know, I know we're struggling, everyone's struggling, we will help you if we can. You know, I mean, we will really help you if we can. You know, we will, if you've got a hotel or you've got a restaurant or a shop or anything and you're struggling, we will ask people if they would go and use your places, okay? For the people that send this, yeah, I mean, this hate that's coming in, if you really, really don't want volunteers in your businesses, and you don't want NGOs in your businesses, if you don't want them in your hotel, and you don't want them in your shops, and you don't want them in your restaurants, I mean, you can either come through to me, and I can, you know, stop you the embarrassment of telling them not to go into your businesses, and I can ask them not to, or you can put a sign outside your restaurant and your hotels stating that you don't want NGOs, you don't want volunteers within your businesses, you know. If this kicks off again, which, you know, we had another 2 boats, we had one yesterday of 60 people, another one this morning of 42 people, 5 children. If this kicks off again, you know, all the NGOs and that are coming back, and to save you the embarrassment, you know, telling them you don't want them in your businesses, either tell me or put a sign up. It's quite easy, you know. And believe me, for the people that need help, just say you need help, and I will honestly, I will try my best. I will advertise for business. I have done it for hotels and stuff, and I have done it for restaurants. You know, the people that are suffering, we try to, you know, put good people with good people. Okay, that's it. I just want to show you upstairs, and you know, it's sad to see this go. I mean, everyone's upset. Cookie's upset. We're upset, but we'll still be here. You know, I still love my town of Molivos, no matter what all this comes and the amount of abuse they're giving me and trying to discredit my family. My daughter's doing very well. She's becoming very well known. She's doing concerts in England and everything. She's on her 3rd album. You know, and if Eleni becomes a big star, she was brought up here in Molivos. You know, and I think any town would be proud of that, you know. So people like this, I don't know what you do with them. Right, let's go upstairs, and this is backing things up. As I said, we have NGOs coming in. We've got loads of independent volunteers coming in. Oh yeah, there's my swimming pool. I wouldn't like to dive in there. This is the lady said I was using it for tourists. Okay. But the point is, it doesn't matter how much evidence I have, you know. At the end of the day, even if this building wasn't here,
and she came in and said, "You're running a hotel here." She was right and I'm wrong. So no matter what I said, she was right and I'm wrong, and they fined me 10,000 euros. I mean, how ridiculous is that? If she walked through that gate and there was no building here at all, and she said he was running a hotel, I see tourists there, I'm going to get fined, and well, me and my wife are going to get fined, and possibly prison, just because of this woman's word. You know, we took photographs and film and everything and tried to prove it wasn't running as a hotel, but she wasn't having any of it. This, I think, is very wrong. I don't know what the alternative motives are, but this is very wrong. You know, we have to go through the due processes of the Greek law, and this is not going through due processes of the Greek law. You know, not at all. You know, we've tried to prove it and everything else, and she wasn't having anything. They're going to fine us, and we are going to have the hotel locked up. You know, so incredible, absolutely incredible. Okay. I'm just going to take you upstairs because I'd like you quickly to see the rooms. I had a surveyor come in because we were going to renew the sewage system, and he was coming in to tell us what we needed for the licenses and everything else. Anyway, he said the one thing you need, Eric, you need beds. You have no beds in the place. You know? According to OS, I'm full of tourists. And he actually said that to me, you know, and he was a really nice guy. So, you know, this is one room, but I'll take it another room. You know, we've done a lot of work on this hotel, and it's a shame that it's all being thrown away because of one woman and some vicious people. This is another room, so. As you can see, all my tourists are really enjoying themselves. They're having a good time. They're laying in bed. They're sitting at the pool. They're having a beer at the bar and everything. You can see all that. Okay. So that's it, basically. I really, really have to thank everyone. I mean, I really have to. The amount of effort that's gone into this, it's been incredible. And it's a shame that it should boil down to a few people because they disagree with it. And this is really needed now. I've had families that are on the streets of Mytilene and children that's sleeping, and there's people trying to find places for them and they can't. And we were really hoping to get this up and running for the vulnerable people of the world, and people coming out of war zones. I mean, they would only be here for a while where they're getting their paperwork sorted out and everything else. But you know, there are a few people that don't like human beings and they don't like humanity, and these people that have shut this down. So, thank you everyone for absolutely everything you've done. We're not going to stop. We're going to still carry on. We're still going to be on the beaches. The boats are coming in. We are still helping. We are still putting clothes down to Moria and Karatepe, the two main camps. And anyone needs anything, as I said before, get in touch with me, and we'll deal with it. And you know. Any of the people in the town that needs help, just say. And the other thing is, you know, a lot of this is down to tour operators. Lainey is in England, and she tried to come back, and she can't get a flight until the end of August, a direct flight. And she wanted to come back and spend a couple of weeks with mum and dad. And she can't get a flight at all. A lot of what's going on here is down to tour operators, and they're destroying the island big time. There's a lot of people want to come. There's a lot of people getting the 2 flights, getting into Athens to come. I got a lot of people that did try and come, and they said you just can't get flights. What we've got to do, really, the island's got to promote itself big time. We've got to get rid of all this negativity and all this filth, and we really have to promote the island big time for ourselves. You know, we have to promote it. Corfu did it. Corfu's booming. You know, and they sort of pushing a lot of the tour operators out, and they're running things themselves, they're advertising it themselves, and people are coming in themselves. And I think that's what needs to be done here. You know, we should stop relying on tour operators, and we really have to start relying on ourselves. And the small tour operators, small Greek tour operators are fantastic, but these big ones and that, you know, they hold people to ransom. And I think, you know, we've got to look a different way, and we've really got to promote the island and bring as many people in as we can. You know, this year was bad. We knew it was going to be bad, and it is bad, and a lot of people are suffering. And we will do our bit to help. This is not helping at all. Not helping the island at all, and it won't be helping your tourism for the next few years if you carry on like this. Okay? Okay. Thanks a lot, everyone. All the best. Bye.